Hello everybody. So we would want to discuss a bit about when do we start writing functions uh, in a class. So in this case, let's look at a very simple example where we have a class box and it has three variables which completely define it: length, breadth and height. Now every time we want to calculate the volume, we'll have to do this box 1 dot height into box 1 dot length into box 1 dot breadth. Of course, this is cumbersome is one thing. So in such cases, it would be really simple if we had a function which we would call on the object and it would simply give us the volume. So let us see how that is done. We define a function which returns take this one. It's called get volume function. Let us define the function here. The return type of the function is double. It belongs to the box class and the name of the function is getVolume. It takes no input parameters and it returns the product of the length, height and breadth. These three things are accessible to the function because it is a function of the class. So now we can see that it is much easier for us to print the volumes of the boxes. So here we access the getVolume function of the box. And here again we access the getVolume function of the box. So as you can see, the first advantage is instead of writing this cumbersome piece of line of code which you see here, it simply becomes a function call which is much easier to read. That is one advantage. And the second advantage is that in a big piece of code, this function, if at every place where the volume is needed, if we explicitly write the formula, and in this case it is a simple formula, so the probability of making a mistake is really small, but in general, if it is a cumbersome formula and if we make a mistake, it will be really difficult. So it is, but in this case the code is at one place, so whatever error or whatever the correct thing is, it goes only in one function, so it is much easier for us to debug. Let's just run this piece of code and see what happens. Okay, so as we can see, box 1 volume 210 and box 2 volume 1560. So it is a much cleaner way of coding.